Hello everyone. Now I am going to share with you my final project of the VietEdtech 2021. In this project, I am going to tell you about topics for the lessons that I focus in this presentation is about the introduction to stencil reading. And in this topic, I'm going to share with my students about the basic information related to the key term of stencil reading using two videos. One is about what is stencil reading. The second one is about the benefits of that. And after they watch the videos at home or even in the classroom, they are encouraged to ask questions and answers. The focus of these Q&A sections will be about the reasons that why they need to read extensively, or my experiences in doing extensive reading, or what do they do, or what have they done in reading in previous stages of their learning, if they have done something with reading extensively or not. After that, after the periods of learning from the videos and doing having the discussions, we go to ask the student to write a reflections about what they have learned about extensive reading. They need to think from themselves and their awareness that is it good or bad to do extensive reading, and if they need to they can do it, they can be aware of the benefits, they can learn it easier. And then we focus on designing the plans for the new reading habits. And I'm sure that my students, they don't really have any habits yet with reading. And before I continue with giving the books or giving my explanation, I need to have them check their reading ability, specifically with the speed, like how many words they can read for a minute, so that they can calculate for how many pages they can read for a day, so that they can plan for a really good kind of good share of the books that they can read every day. Of course, with this section, they need to go to the website, and I have the website for them for checking the reading speed. So that they can do by themselves and give me the number. And then I demo or demonstrate how to identify different levels of the books. Like I ask them to open randomly some pages in the book, and they need to read to calculate the difficult work or the words that they don't know out of the words in the page, so that they can calculate the percentage of unknown words for the book, so that they can check if their level is okay with that book or not. And then I make sure that they have an individual activities with planning for finishing reading the first book for themselves at home, and do some other activities online and in the classroom. They can do presentation, video recording, or debating, or etc., or question planning. It's up to the activities after they finish reading. And in order to make sure that student can do it better and don't feel bored with the reading, I need to tell them on and help them to focus on some exercises or some activities that they need to finish during their reading. And the goals or learning objectives of this lesson is that learner will be able to understand what is extensive reading, and they can talk about the benefits of that or inspire their feelings to other students, so that they can do the same thing. And learner asked to do they will be asked to do some Q&As to figure out their reasons to read extensively and learn about experiences from that. Then they need to reflect on what they have been learned about stencil reading, learner design and the plans for reading habits after checking their reading abilities and identifying difficult levels of the book. And then they practice to decide the amounts of pages that they're going to read each day. For the text that I want to use in this first lesson is that I use 2 videos from YouTube about stencil reading, one article from the website about reading, stencil reading too, and one video for the lesson that I record on VietEdtech, and then a website for stricken reading ability, and then Padlet for students to master or to have a look at the lesson plan of this first lesson. The lesson activities for this case, I simply just ask them to watch the videos. Then the videos are from the internet. I just select them, and they can do it at home for fifth classroom or during class time. It's up to the plan of the schedule. And we share the perception on Padlet, and then discussing in classroom. If students do not like to do Padlet, we can do it in the classroom as the traditional way. We can do exercises for estimating the reading speed. For this exercise, for this activity, I'm sure that students will be interested in this, because we can use the VietEdtech through the website that they can check or measure their reading ability. Then I demonstrate and ask students to practice, or have them to practice calculating the level of difficulty. And for this one, we do in the classroom, because we can do it online through a platform, but usually I need students to calculate by themselves on the reading material. So it is very important so that they understand clearly how to measure that, so that they can calculate for their reading plans in the future. For assessment ability activities, I divide it into 2 things. One thing is that they just complete the activities and then that's done. The second thing is that I need to have a look at their perception. So with the perception, I use rubrics. We have a look at their perceptions, and if it's wrong, we check and make sure that they understand it really good with what is about stencil reading. For the possibilities of reading plans, I need to make sure that student can have the plans and maintain their targets from the beginning. So I need to make sure that they submit me the plan, and I will check that, or I have the schedule to check that. For assessment for completion, they just need to calculate the question and words that they have used for the discussion part, or we need to ask them to compare the answers with peers using the checklist. The checklist is about what do they understand about stencil reading, have they done it before, in what cases, etc. Collect the results from the website of the reading speed so that they can understand their level of reading ability, and collect the reports from learners about their own evaluations of their reading levels. So for my reflections of what I choose, why I choose the resources and activities that I did for this lesson. It's not everything I do in my classroom and just in one lesson like this for 2 or 3 periods. I choose Padlet for students to have a look. I choose videos. I choose websites that really help the student to understand their reading abilities. I can have Kahoot in the plan of my lesson at the beginning for them to understand about stencil reading, of course. And when they do the checklist, it is on quizzes. I am thinking about doing wiser.com, but it's not in this stage of the course. With this course, at the beginning, students need to understand carefully about their choices of the books and why they choose a book and why do they study in this course and what is it for their learning in the future. So my main goal is just to get students to understand about extensive reading and how to be prepared for their plans, and so that's why I don't use a lot of activities and edtech tools, except for with this video. They I will do one videos with Serenomatic around 10 to 15 minutes for the first lessons too. I can send you the demo for that. Thank you very much for your listening. Have a nice day.